The George Lopez Show.
Ándale.
I don't think it got the publicity or the backing from, well, I don't know what network it was, but from ABC the way it should have. Am I wrong?
Well, the first thing I want to say is I'm completely grateful, and George is as well, for the opportunity that we were given on that network. However, we were on 5-6 years. We were on 5 different nights. So I think every single year we were on, we switched nights, right? And we were going up against some really big. That's the time when I think one of the singing shows was on. The Voice or America's Got something.
Well, back then,
we were up against
American Idol was probably being born.
Maybe it was we were up against one of those kinds of shows, ¿verdad? On one night, and then another night I think we were up against. It was Friday night, o algo así. We're like, everybody's going out and stuff like that. And then another about so they kept switching us around like that, right? And then I thought we were gonna have one more year, and actually I'd kind of sort of gotten word that said, yeah, we're coming back one more, our last year, and then no, we got axed.
But that was just from one day to another, like, hey, we're not doing season 6, or was it 6?
It would have been
7?
Season 7. Yeah.
7.
Yeah. From like 1 week, and then 2 weeks later they called back and said, no, we're not, because check it out, but they called me. I think it was in middle of February that we're gonna come back, and then like by early March they said no. And then
did they say this is why our ratings are low, or esto, el otro?
No, and our ratings were middle of the road, maybe a little lower than that. But again, we were being moved around, and we were getting the same ratings as some of the other shows that were still on the air. But I think it came down to, this is what I really think it came down to. And it's always going to be money. It's always going to be money.
Oh, of course.
So they have 2 shows, according to Jim with Belushi and George Lopez, and that's the exact same show, except one brown family and one white family. The exact same show. There's even a fat, funny friend that Jim has, that George has. It's the exact freaking show. The company owns Belushi. They don't own George Lopez. Warner Brothers owns George Lopez, or whomever else owns George Lopez, right? So, and both of those shows were syndicated at the same time. So the money you're going to be getting from this show, and from, what show do you want more of? I want more of Belushi so that I can get more money because it's syndicated. Right? And so there goes. Point. Yeah, I got to choose one of these 2, and it comes to a business decision. Where's this? Oh, this was more full, and I'm going to get more out of this. And all right, well, let's throw this one away.
Despite the fact that George Lopez was the first Latino syndicated show.
Oh yeah,
and they still didn't.
Despite
that. Which big shout out to you guys.
No,
that's huge.
Despite that, because check it out, brother. This is where I say we got to get more on TV, because TV's going well, but we need more. When George first came on the air, it was just us, I believe, and then the next year it was Brothers Garcia, and then the next year was Brothers Garcia and Resurrection Boulevard, and then it was Greetings from Tucson. It was George Lopez, Greetings from Tucson, Brothers Garcia. By our 6th year, all of those other shows were already gone, and we were the only one left, right? Jane the Virgin, I think, came on a little bit after that, and then, but it's like network just forgets, And now, okay, George has got his other one with Maya, right? Lopez versus Lopez. We got that one, but we need more. And the Latino culture, the Chicano culture, the Mexican American culture, the Hispanic, the whatever the fuck you want to call us this day culture, if we got one thing, is we got music and we got laughter. And that's what it slides in the sitcoms so well. It just slides into sitcom. So we're big, we're loud, we're emotional. We throw tantrums, we fall in love, we fight hard, we cry when we get tequila up, and we cry about music, and it's perfect. It's like reality, but real reality. You don't have to put anything on us. We just need the scripts. We need the scripts. We need the people to get to do this.
How do you think we get more opportunities in Hollywood?
We need to create. We need to create. We need to write. That's where the key lies. That's where the diamond is. That's the diamond. The script, the book, the music, the painting, the whatever. That's where we need to do that. We need to create that. And in my terms, it's television and film and theater. It's the script. You need to write the script. You need to write the script. It's not enough to have an idea. You need to write the script. Everybody has an idea, brother. Everybody has an idea. And guess what? The idea you have, I probably already got. And he probably already got. And JT probably already got también. Because ideas are like... But once you have the script, that's the key. And so you need to write it into a script, or into a book, into long form. Put it down on paper. That's the thing. And I think that's where we've been lacking a little bit. I think the studios have had a lot of different programs to try and nourish that, where they have writing programs. So yeah, I think we're
the majority out here too. Like, we have the audience. There's so much.
How do we not have a Chico and the Man show on the freaking air? But how do we not have a mechanic, a Latino mechanic working in L.A.? How do we not have that? How do we not have a show about a taco truck in L.A.? How do we not have that, brother? Not even a taco truck. Remember a Million to Juan? What did he have? He had one of those carretas.
Yeah.
How do we not have that? A sitcom about that, the local carreta
Bro, you could focus on so many aspects of our life, and that's a show.
That you drive down the street every day in L.A. and you see. There they are. They're the real people. They're right there.
Un pinche esquite, the ones that...
El paletero.
No, them fools already got...
Todo el jale.
They got, like, sophisticated now.
Dude.
They got golf carts now. I see one going down my street.
And apparently, they're like, even like, you need to be at the right place, at the right... You don't be at the wrong corner, because it's this other dude's corner.
I just bought one on Saturday. I was like... Damn, I love it.
Yeah.
Like,
they're like...
You're right.
Tienen territories. Dude, there's a sitcom right there, brother. Come on.
And when I was buying
somebody write this for me.
And when I was buying my esquite...
Right.
There comes the competition. And I'm like... Mira, compa, tu competencia.
A ver.
Ya le gané al güey.
This
is like a show.
I use real butter, carnal. I use margarine. No, don't go there.
My shit's authentic right here, fool. I bought this shit from Trader Joe's, fool.
But that's what we need. That's what we need. And then we need the executives to say, all right, let's take a chance with this. How do we not have, and I remember that Robert Rodriguez had gotten some kind of deal a while back. How do we not have a Latino station? Not Telemundo or Univision, but you know what I'm talking about?
Just, it's like by us, for us, just a TV
like
station
BET,
that's
not BT. Like, what's the one?
Which one? Like, are you talking about just a straight Mexican channel?
Not Mexican, like a network. Yeah, like a
BET Latino,
like BET
but
Latino.
Latino edition.
Or I guess they were trying to do it with HBO Latino.
HBO Latino,
right? That kind of stuff. And there are talk shows and certain places where you might get 3 or 4 Latino in a row, but how do we not have something that packages all of that together with the movies and the talk shows and the news of the day and the stories?
Do you think it has a lot to do with the way social media is going now?
Probably.
I feel like
more than likely, because there's a crap load of that on social media and on the internet.
It's saturated.
And on the internet.
Do you think these platforms help the actors, or kind of like
Well,
it's kind of like
Here's the weird thing. The industry's changed a bunch, especially since COVID. Because we had COVID, ¿verdad? And then since COVID, we had the actor strike, we had the writer strike, we had the director strike, we had the IATSE strike, which is the technical people strike. And right now we're in the middle of the voiceover video people, I think, strike.
So that's a total of what, 6 strikes?
6 strikes.
Within a 5 years?
COVID, yes, exactly. And so all the work in LA has just like taken a big hit. And then during that time, Texas and Oregon and Georgia and all these other places have increased their tax incentives to go and take their work out of town, right? So that's going on. At the same time, because of COVID, we were forced to go on the internet, and all the auditions started happening on the internet, and we have kept that because we took some jobs away that they used to have to pay for, like somebody having to work the camera and all this other kind of stuff. They don't need that anymore because now the actors are doing that.
It's more cost efficient. Right?
Yes, exactly, right? So we've gone through that. At the same time, what's happened over the last 10 years is the technology that we have, this little motherfucker right here, I can shoot a whole movie with it, and I can edit with it as well, right? So the way to get in through and to the industry has also changing. When I was coming up, there was one road to take. That was it. You want to be an actor? You want to be like an actor? Go to LA or go to New York and become an actor.
And go through the trenches.
And go through the trenches. Do the thing. Sign in at the thing. Go to this audition there. Take that class there. Maybe take this conservatory there. Whatever, you know. Do it that way. It's not like that anymore.
No.
There's all kinds of different lines. I'm going to go do an influencer, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm going to go through this. I'm going to go through that. All because of...
And I think that kind of fucked it up for the real talented people. Not saying that there isn't some. But I'm just saying that somebody... Because now I think this industry is number-based.
Oh, yeah.
It's like views and numbers and following.
Yes.
That matters.
Yes.
And it kind of dilutes the talent.
But it's like AI. It does dilute the talent, but the cream will always rise to the top. And even more so now, because there's even more bullshit down here. So it'll foam up to the top, brother. Don't worry about that. The thing it does do is it lets a true creative, a true individual who has something to say and wants to say it in some kind of creative way. It gives them a lot more tools, right? And so in that way, they can marry their art, perhaps their woodworking, with some kind of video or something else, or their music with their acting, or produce their own work that. They would never been able. They could visualize it, but they would never been able to do it without $100,000 or $300,000. You know, now I can do CGI on here. You know, it's crazy. I can make something blow up and bring this little star over here. You know, that kind of,
it's fucking crazy what you could do with that shit.
Isn't it? And you can shoot with it. I believe there's a film festival where all the movies you see are shot on your phone.
That's fucking wild, dog.
Isn't it crazy?
And they make
all little kinds of stuff, lenses and rigs and the thing, gimbal thing. It'll do this and it'll stop. You know.
But nothing beats the quality of like these type of machines.
No, this stuff is really, really good. But what this does do is
it makes it accessible and simple.
Yes, and here's the other thing: because we're getting used to this little screen as well. We're getting used to this format.